All right, welcome back to PlanetGenX, where we're going to react to the Mandalorian episode 6, Sex in German. Yes, chapter 22, Guns for Hire. What'd you think of this one, buddy?
I don't know. There was some stuff I liked, but it wasn't enough.
It was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
A lot of people taking a dump on it, man. It continues the trend of what the hell's going on with season 3.
Yeah. Here is Bo-Katan and her sidekick Din Djarin.
Yeah, no joke. Welcome to the Bo-Katan show with special guest Din Djarin and Gruggle.
Right.
Yeah, you can see it now. It does sound like an old 60s lineup. Or the 50s live TV shows. Where to begin? Where to begin? Let's begin at the beginning and end at the end.
The guest stars.
Yeah, I know. Starting off, we'll just begin with the beginning. I like the captain's chair. We got the Quran moving through space. That ship, you can tell it's designed to kind of be underwater. It has a very thick-looking hull. They were, because they're water creatures like the Mon Calamari. They're like squid. We always called them Squid Face. Right. I think that was that his name? No, it was Weequay, I think. The character back in the day, the Star Wars figure.
I think so.
I like how her chair was like a mini spa. That was
Yeah.
pretty neat. The captain's privilege. She's got her chair. It kind of turns into a mini spa where she can chill out. And then had her little fishy cocktail.
That was kind of cool.
But yeah, we see she's in love with that Mon Calamari dude that comes when they meet the Mandalorians there.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's Tom Hardy's brother. I guess you allude to that. No, you didn't. I can't think of his first name. Yeah, but that's his little brother. In the Mon Calamari suit, sure is.
Cool.
But interesting. That little love story deal right there reminded me of a TNG episode. I meant to go look up which one. I can't think of the name of it. But there's a TNG episode where there's somebody uses the Enterprise or something. Or they've got one half of a family and then the other half's trying to get them, and they're a warring family, and those two kids are going to bring peace to the warring family type thing.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the episode, but yeah, it reminded me a lot of that for some reason.
There were a lot of similar episodes in TNG, to be honest.
Yeah. And okay, so when they got to Plaisir 15, I love that ringtone that kicks off. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" Welcome to Plaisir 15.
They played up the chain codes a lot in this episode, didn't they?
Man, they were talking chain codes a lot.
Yeah.
It was Imperial probe. The Imperial droids looked great when they walked right out of the car thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then I liked how we saw the stormtrooper armor on some of the guards or whatever. With no helmets on. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I love the remnant stuff. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Seeing different bits and pieces of stuff laying around. Of course, we see the Jack Black's character. He's a remnant. Captain Bombardier.
Mm-hmm. And
Lizzo playing his wife, the queen or whatever. I guess his wife, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not a big enough character for it, but I kind of expected something different out of Jack Black. He did great. There's nothing wrong with his performance. It's just not what I expected.
Right. Yeah. I don't even know what to say, man. I have no words for it. It didn't kill me. Didn't fill me with joy. I guess I'm just whatever about it.
Yeah.
I'm not up in arms about it like most people seem to be. To me, the episode itself was kind of just campy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It just seems like it doesn't connect with anything. other than they slap these Mandalorians on this planet, and we know that they got to go talk to them. But other than that, it's just a bunch of sidetrack bullshit.
Well, it's like the video game in an episode, right? It's like, this is your side quest.
Right, and but
you have to complete this side quest before you can go on your main mission.
That's what I was going to say, is that, first of all, if you're going to give me a story arc, keep it a story arc. If you're going to give me a serialized episodes like old Star Trek and the new Strange New Worlds is self-contained episodes, okay, then we can do that. Give me one or the other. You're messing with my mind, because you're not doing a very good job of keeping the overall story flowing.
Well, you don't get fulfillment from either one of them, right? That's the problem. You could have both.
Yeah, they're doing a shit job of it.
Fulfillment.
Yeah, they're not doing a great job of keeping the overall arc going, and the one-off little stories are like that whole first episode, dude, was just a complete setup episode.
Yeah,
I've never seen such a weird way of producing TV
starting the season.
Yeah, it's really strange. That book, it's just like a book, really. And we've talked about that already in the previous episode. We find out Grogu's a little bit of a people person. I guess at least when he's enticed, right?
Right.
She held up that little treat, man. He pulled an old flippy-doo on her. The old Jedi flip.
Yep.
That was cute as hell. I do love
she knows the way to a man's heart,
right? That's right, yeah, food, especially Grogu's heart.
Right.
Grogu loves to eat. That that little line Jack Black had about I hope you like secretions.
Right.
That was gross. They're all just sipping off that thing. Secretions. And old Lizzo scratching Grogu's head was cute too.
Yeah.
He's just, I don't know, something about that little guy just gets me every time. And
you got to be a real monster to not like Grogu.
I'm telling you, yeah, he's just cute as a button. And whatever's cute about a button, I have no idea.
Right.
Din's remark, "You had me at battle droids," was just great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. You had me at battle droids. Yeah, he has no love for the battle droids, man. Y'all remember that, in the flashbacks we've seen of him as a child, that battle droids killed his family, and almost got him too if it wasn't for the Mandalorians.
Right.
So, and then we get to see an old favorite actor of mine. I've always been a Christopher Lloyd fan.
Same.
Just did some great stuff back in the day. You don't see him too often, so I'm glad, I've seen him. I think I saw him in a commercial not too long ago. It was probably a Back to the Future thing.
Right.
There's some kind of, homage.
Well, it was before my time, but I was a huge fan of Taxi.
Before my time, too. I liked the show as well.
Yeah.
That's where he got his start. I loved him in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, obviously. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other stuff he's done, but anyway, just great actor. It's interesting, though. It's funny, all the robot issues. She's like, why can't you turn them off? It's a very first world problem they have over there.
Right, yeah.
Like, these people are just so pampered. The Ugnaughts are totally interesting. I enjoyed that little deal where Din has gotten really good at interacting with. You can tell he's evolved a lot.
Yeah.
Character, because he's gotten more patient about things.
Well, he has
some areas.
In some areas, he has not.
Right? Yeah, right. With the droids, he still has zero patience. That's funny. Here I am going to say how much he's evolved there, and then
no chill for droids.
Yeah,
was it just me, or did the main Ugnaught that was speaking kind of look like he was designed around the younger Stephen King?
I thought he looked like Stephen King too.
Yeah, I something about it was just like, that looks a whole lot like an Ugnaught of Stephen King.
It really does. Yeah, I agree. I thought the same exact thing. I think it was supposed to be a female Ugnaught, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But yeah, you're spot on. And when Din said they all look suspicious, she's like, which one of you think it is? They all look suspicious. I actually, this is the second week in a row I've said his line before he said it, and I got another fist pump from the wife. I'm like, yes! I love when I do this. I tell her I can see all this shit coming, especially with comedies, man. I see these jokes coming a mile away.
Right.
Let's see. Den kicking the battle droid was funny. It was reminded me of the Boston Dynamics videos of their where those guys are going around trying to kick them over and stuff.
Yeah.
And man, damn, those B2 battle droids are way faster than I thought they were. Like when we saw them in Attack of the Clones, they were just like, tonk, tonk. You know, they had these big arms they'd hold out and shoot. Tonk,
and
tonk,
like turn
tonk,
slow.
Tonk, tonk, tonk.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was like a marathon runner, man.
Yeah.
Like, damn. It did make it more exciting for sure. I mean, it's like if you gave Jason Voorhees the power to start running, which he did back in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's just a fast walker with magical. I'm serious, dude. In the game that they came out with in 2017, that was how he got to people. It was
is that Dead by Daylight, or are you talking about like a?
There was a Friday the 13th game
Friday the 13th,
that they came out with in 2017. They gave him.
I kind of remember it.
That's how you caught people. Is like you just had like the super time warp ability to just go, and all of a sudden you're on top of them. And I'm like, okay, that's different, but yeah, they've definitely been in the realm of weirdness with him anyway.
Right.
So maybe that was the same thing. That droid.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been doing.
I don't know. It's just kind of. I had callbacks to Obi-Wan Kenobi and the little girl chases in that chase scene.
Yeah.
Just like things that pulled me out of it, right?
Yeah.
It was just like.
There's moments for me like that on this. I don't know if we've already passed or not. I thought, though, one thing I did notice, those constable droids that came out right after they knocked that, got caught up with the battle droid, that's the same sound effects on the constable droids in Minority Report. Exactly the same ones.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. And then when they went into the bar, I thought for damn sure that bartender was going to say, "We don't allow your kind in here."
Right. Yeah. I was expecting the exact same thing.
And I guess they probably figured we'd expect that and thought it'd be too on the chin. So,
yeah.
I noticed,
don't serve your kind.
Yeah, there was a great assortment of droids in there too that I really liked. There was if you've ever been to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, Star Tours droids were in the at one table. I saw the droids that drive the little Star Tours ship. That protocol droid that looks like C-3PO is that cool blue color. I really dug that.
That was cool. Yeah,
that was very neat. The thing that was cool to me though that I wrote down here was just that droid's take, the bartender droid's take on organics, man. Not something because really to me, before we find out ultimately what was making the droids go crazy, I wrote down, I've since crossed it out, droid rights, ? Is this going to be an episode about droids rebelling because they're getting some kind of, they want some kind of rights? Because I thought maybe there was a few commentaries on kind of modern day things with the royal family and if this was a droid's right thing. I was wondering if there was going to be some modern day commentary going on, but it didn't. Right. It doesn't appear that was the case, really. That's why I crossed it out. I'm like, okay, so this wasn't a droid's rights thing. But in that little droid coroner office, for lack of a better word, that white interrogation droid, that was interesting, huh? We've only ever seen a black one of those. So it looks like that ultimately we come to find out that these were Techno-Union droids.
Well, I was going to say, you were talking about how like droid rights and stuff like that. There is also the name of the bar. It was the Resistor.
Yeah, the Resistor. That's pretty good. Yeah. I like that.
I kind of thought it should have had like an ohm symbol on the front of it.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
Well, then they would have had to explain what an ohm symbol is doing. But listen, hey, that would be okay because in this same episode, Jack Black is singing a show tune from Earth to the Queen right there at the beginning when they first walk in. Yeah. So, and y'all know that Earth does exist in Star Wars, right? It's long ago been abandoned, for those of you who don't know. Earth is part. I mean, that's where all these human-looking people came from. If y'all don't realize it,
right?
If they went to Earth right now and looked at it, it would be a barren wasteland, not unlike if you've seen
the sun's gone already, right?
The Time Machine, and when he goes to the future, what the Earth looks like, all the buildings are just trashed, everything's growing, wildlife running loose. That's pretty much what it looks like. Star Wars.
I thought Soul had already gone supernova.
It may be. I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I know that it's there, and nobody's wants to be on it, and it could very, very well be after the sun's gone supernova.
You know more than me, so maybe not.
Well, I don't know about all that. Just when I think I know a lot about this stuff, I'll go and watch these guys on other videos, man. Like, see, I don't read the books. I've never read the books. I don't read the comics. So there's guys that read all this stuff religiously and can tell you, way more about why something's going on. I never considered, and wisely so, because they ended up making them non-canon anyway. I never believed anything that wasn't on, at least in the movie, was not canon. And if TV, I'll take as canon too. But yeah, if it was in a book, for all I knew, they were going to change it. Now they got better about saying anything we write from this point out is canon. And so you knew it was. But it's been the last 20 years. Definitely wasn't.
Well, it can be problematic to make everything canon.
Yeah, well, you have to keep every project, writing, written, whatever, filmed, has got to be
continuity.
Yeah, somebody's got to keep up with all that continuity, and some are better at it than others.
Right.
Yeah, so these are old Techno-Union droids ordered by Christopher Lloyd, who's Commissioner Hellgate in this show.
Right. He kind of like heads up their information systems, logistics, headquarters. And
it turns out that he got these. That he was a separatist.
Yep.
He started spewing some Count Dooku rhetoric and stuff. It was pretty cool.
That was cool. Count Dooku was a great man.
Yeah, no joke. And we see Grogu get knighted. That was cool. I enjoyed that. Cool. And he waved a little bye.
Well, I mean, when they first went to see what was wrong with the droid, that was like the first thing in my head. It was like they took the I can't remember the name of them, but the assistant droid that was in the morgue or whatever it was,
the interrogation droid.
Yes,
looks like an interrogation droid. I'm sure it does.
Yeah. And it drew fluids, and I was just like, that was the first thought in my head. It was like, why are you drawing fluids at this thing when they already figured out there's something wrong with the fluids?
Yeah, I know. This was a very NCIS episode. I mean, not NCIS, Law and Order episode.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Very Law and Order, because their thing in Law and Order is to bring in, the one big guest star. That's Christopher Lloyd. So he's the one big guest star that ends up, is going to be the guilty party at the end. Yeah. Pretty much follows that right on. And I like Bo's play at the end there. Wove should have, and then Wove at the very end, instead of saying what he said, he should have said, "This is the way." That would have just been perfect.
Right.
I thought that was such a lost moment. What does he say?
Know.
He just like, yeah, okay, or something like that.
It's something. But the thing is, I think they didn't do that because of what they're trying to say. Bo-Katan is the bridge between two worlds. And
I guess, yeah. So keep it separate.
That is the cult stuff, or
right. This is the way is the cult, and when she's got her helmet off and talking to these people, it's just like, yeah, okay,
right, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a fun episode it just stands by itself. But trying to further the story and stuff like that, I mean, honestly, it only took them 2 minutes to further that story.
Well, I mean, even like the whole Christopher Lloyd thing, they figured out it was him. He made that spill. They took him to the king and queen, and he gave that spill, and that was it. No resist.
Right.
No nothing. That's like, fine, take me to the brig. I don't know. That's kind of boring, maybe.
It had a whole lot of Yeah, I mean, it had a whole lot of wrong and some good, and it furthered the overall story a tiny bit.
Now they did catch me off guard with the Darksaber. Them talking about it, how it was taken off of him, and then she defeated.
Yeah, that was good.
Foe or whatever.
Yeah, that was good.
That never crossed my mind, right?
Well, I thought he was going to challenge her to a fight real quick and just kind of let her have it. Like, let her have it. But not let her have it, but let her have it.
Right.
And he figured out the other way.
Let her have it, not let her have it.
Exactly. But, yeah, I thought that went down well, so we'll just have to see. I thought, I'm sorry, thinking of something else. Anyway, yep, that was it. That's all I really got to say about that. I just hope they get through the rest of the season, and maybe we can look at it as an overall good piece.
I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that all of the good stuff has already come. And I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But yeah, it just kind of feels like different.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think if you'll join us next week, guys, for the Bo-Katan show reaction, Star Wars Bo-Katan show reaction, then maybe all our expectations will be different.
Right.
So with that in mind, y'all, stay tuned, or don't stay tuned. Come back, join us next week, and we'll have the episode 7 reaction of the Mandalorian / Bo-Katan show.
Chapter 23.
Until then, peace out, you guys.
Thanks, everybody.